Datelines to Catch a Predator. You probably know all about the show by now, and if you don't, then I haven't talked about it enough despite how good of a show it was. TLDR, this is Chris Hansen. He worked for Dateline NBC. They teamed up with Perverted Justice to catch child predators online. The predator would chat with who they thought was a child and arrange a meeting.
He goes on to ask the girl he thinks is a virgin if he can have sex with her.
Get confronted.
You know what? I don't want this cookie. I just want to get to the beach.
Come here, just 1 second, sir.
Get exposed.
But I am Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Then get arrested.
Hey, NBC, 2 words, role playing, chat room, dude.
It's obvious why the show was so popular. Funny interactions with really weird people, all for a good cause. It made for some great entertainment as well. People laughed, justice was served, and everyone was happy. But then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would change the show forever. Something we would never quite forget. To Catch a Predator caught over 250 men while conducting their stings, and most of them would later be sentenced to jail time and put on the sex offender registry for life. But out of the 12 stings that were conducted, 3 stood out from this rule. The first 2 stings, Bethpage, Long Island, and suburban Washington, D.C., caught 37 men combined, but because Dateline wasn't doing the joint investigation with the police, they weren't arrested immediately. Luckily, some of them were arrested and charged later. The 9th sting is the peculiar case though, Murphy, Texas, which caught 25 men and they were all arrested. But due to the suicide of Louis Conrad, all of their charges were dropped. And this got me thinking, what happened to the ones that got away? You'd think that this would be a really good kick in the pants for them, a rare and lucky second chance that many of the other predators before didn't get. So, how did they use it?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Back at the house, Perverted Justice is getting ready for the next potential predator. He's also in his 50s.
How you doing, Stanley? Doing good?
Whoa, before we get there, let's start at the very beginning. Stanley Allen Kendall was born on July 15, 1952 in Rochester, Indiana. He would then spend a good part of his life in the town of Argos. He seemed to have lived a normal life. He had a mother, a father, 2 siblings, and he attended school all the way up to college. He graduated high school in 1970, then he earned his bachelor's degree in 1974, and later on would relocate to Mesquite, Texas in 1983. All was well for Stanley for 23 years, but soon his desires would be too strong, and on November 1st, 2006, Stanley would start chatting with a 13-year-old boy on a website called gay.com. Yes, gay.com. Stanley was very much in the closet for a majority of his life, going so far as to getting himself a wife and having 4 kids before the chat log even happened. Apparently his wife left him when she found out about all of this, so he was left to do as he pleased. Weird that he started with a child though. Can't really explain that one.
No, he said, he told us how it happened. I don't know if it's true or not, but he said after his wife left him with the 4 little kids and took the 4 little kids away, Stan would hang out at the trailer park, and when men's wives were on their period, he would give the men blowjobs. And it made sense at the time, but then afterwards I was like, wait a minute. They can still give blowjobs on their period. Why would they go to Stan for that?
Jesus Christ.
That was his story. And he stuck to it.
Anyway, back to gay.com. Stanley, who was 54 years old at the time, using an account under the username Stanimac12, started chatting with a 13-year-old boy named Kyle, who was using the username FalloutBoy93. The conversation between the two of them was very, very short, and only took Stanley 9 minutes to get sexual with the boy.
Hi.
Yo, sup?
Me, what about you?
You're up? Oh, okay. I'm bored.
Want something to do?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I would like to play if possible.
Play? Like what?
I love to suck cock, play and suck balls. Play with it like nipples and licking fuck ass. And you?
OMG! I've never done anything yet.
Would you like to?
3 minutes later, the boy tells Stanley that he is 13 years old, and Stanley of course didn't see anything wrong with that and continues forward.
I like younger guys to play with. Do you want to play or try?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I would like to. I'm 13, though. Is that cool with you?
As long as you don't call the police. Do you have pics?
Yeah, I do.
5 minutes after that, Stanley sends a picture of his penis to the boy.
How old are you?
54.
Oh, okay.
That cool with you? Want to see pics? Do you have a cock pic?
No cockpit. I just have those two. And yeah, pics would be cool.
Okay, we'll send.
Thanks, dude.
Sent.
OMG, it's your dick.
Do you like it?
5 minutes after that, Stanley tries and successfully arranges a meetup with the boy.
Do you want to play with it?
Well, only if you're nice to me and don't make fun of me if I don't do something right.
Of course, I can teach you by doing it to you.
That sounds cool with me. I really would like to learn some stuff, you know? I live in Plano. Do you live far from me?
I live in Mesquite, and tonight is school night.
Yeah, it is. I can't do nothing tonight. My mom is here. Tomorrow is one of them early release days. I get home at 1.
I have to work till 5:30 p.m. Can we meet then?
Aw, work blows. LOL. Yeah, that might work.
Stanley gives the kid his phone number, and throughout the entire conversation, he is talking sexually to the kid, like a lot, and he is also making sure that he doesn't get caught.
Want a number to call me then?
Sure. Cool. When should I call you, LOL?
Just don't tell anyone you're talking to an old man, okay?
Dude, don't tell no one that I like guys and we got a deal.
No prob.
Sweet, dude.
Same here. Will you call tomorrow night?
Yeah, when you get off of work?
And you are horny and hard?
I am, or are you asking me, LOL?
No, go ahead and shoot a good load of cum.
Well, I'm afraid my mom might interrupt me. I usually Joe after she goes to bed.
Okay, I need to go to bed alone again.
Sad face, no dog or cat?
No.
Aw.
Night.
Well, Stan, I will call you tomorrow after you get off work, okay? Have a good night.
And you can think about my cock all night, Kyle.
And after all of that, the conversation ends at 9:17 p.m., adding up to a 44-minute chat log. 32 minutes if you don't count the first message, because it takes a bit for the decoy to respond and start the conversation. There was also a phone conversation between Stanley and Kyle that occurred briefly after their chat, and it's pretty bad.
Hi, is this Stanley?
Speaking.
Hi, Stanley, this is Kyle. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Well,
You still want to come over?
do you still want to play?
I think we could have fun.
Huh?
Yeah, I think we could have fun. Definitely.
What is it you'd like to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do? You tell me first.
Oh, I'll play with your ass.
Huh?
I'll play with your ass and finger fuck it and lick it and whatever.
I'm glad.
So what? Would we play at your house?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, we're not going to get caught, are we?
No.
Since you're so young, I've got to take some extra special
No, I understand.
caution,
I hear you.
because I don't need to be labeled a pedophile.
No, definitely not. Definitely
I'm a
not.
nice guy.
I believe it. You sound like a very nice guy.
You want to experiment? I'll let you experiment. That's
I
what my 8
definitely
inches
do.
is for.
I definitely do.
That's what my 8 inches are for. Just don't you come before I get there.
I'll try not to.
What do you mean, try not to? You better have a load for me. I need to get back on task so I can get things done. So I'll give you a call when I'm about to leave.
Sounds good.
And like I said, don't get too horny. What you gonna do? Greet me at the door naked?
I'll try to.
Ha 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 ha. You think the neighbors will see?
We can work on that. I'll see what I can do.
The neighbors don't need to see you naked.
No, I know. I only want you to.
That's fine. So you can be in something skimpy, and I'll take care of the rest.
Sounds good.
Because I'll have to be fully dressed, you know that.
Yes.
All right, let me call you, and I'll get this map quested, because I need to check my email, too.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
I will see you soon.
Okay, talk to you later, Stanley.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, nothing left to do but to show up now. One quick 40-minute drive to the Sting House, and old man Stanley is ready to get his groove on.
Here, let me get you a drink. You thirsty? No? Can I pour one for myself? Mine? No? All right. So what do you think we should start with?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. It's up to you.
So what was the lesson plan for tonight?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
I thought this was a joke.
You thought what was a joke?
I should have known better.
What did you think it was?
Truly a setup.
And why would somebody try to do a setup like this?
To catch people that shouldn't be talking to teenagers.
People like you.
Definitely. Well, no, this is the first time I've done this.
The first time?
With a underage person, yes.
While he claims his fantasy of teaching a young boy the sexual ropes was all a joke, what he does for a living is nothing to laugh at.
I teach math.
Ooh, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Yeah, so when Stanley was going to college in 1974, he was working towards and obtained his bachelor's degree in elementary education. When he relocated to Texas in 1983, he worked at many different elementary and middle schools teaching math. This obviously was the headline for this segment of the TCaP episode, and it continues as normal, with both Chris and Stanley spinning out iconic lines, and our boy Stanley meeting the cold hard ground.
If you're willing to have a conversation like this and come visit a 13-year-old boy, what have you been doing with students?
Definitely not this.
And why should I believe you?
Because I've successfully taught school for 23 years. Probably I was thinking the part of me that's Christian was going to talk him out of it.
So what part of the Bible tells you to say all this kind of stuff here in the chat? I'd love to suck, play and suck, play with,
like
and
said,
lick nipples and lick and you? Where is that in the Bible? Explain that to me.
There's a human part
Is that
of
the
me
Old
that
Testament or the
sins.
New Testament?
Neither. I am truly sorry. And I'm not going to be in that chat room anymore. I have learned my lesson.
Well, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on men who try to meet kids online for sex.
I'm truly sorry. I have learned my lesson. Thank you for helping me with it. I'm an excellent teacher and want to stay that way.
But it's doubtful he'll ever be back in the classroom. He said he's never seen our report, so he has no idea what's going to happen when he opens that front door.
Police department, get on the ground! On the ground! Put your hands behind your back! Behind your back!
Then Stanley gets interrogated and he starts talking like an idiot.
The investigator asks him about his online chat. Again, he claims that people often lie online.
In the conversation, I had a gut feeling it was wrong, but I kept going with it, thinking it was a lie. I don't want to lose my job. I'm an excellent teacher, and my principal's going to be so shocked.
Stanley was facing a charge of online solicitation of a minor under 14 years of age, which was a second-degree felony. His bail was set to $50,000 and he did not make it. Chief Billy Myrick notified the police department where Stanley worked, and he was placed on administrative leave.
Chief Myrick immediately contacted the local police department where the teacher works.
I felt like my best resource was to contact the school's police department and talk to them and let them take over on that end to ensure that this man could not get close to those students again.
In fact, the teacher has been placed on administrative leave.
He was escorted to Colley County Jail, and this is usually where the story ends for most of these predators, but not for Stanley. You see, another predator would be exposed during the Murphy, Texas sting, Louis Conrad. Louis Conrad was an assistant district attorney who was talking to a 13-year-old boy named Luke. He solicited pictures of the decoy's genitals and sent him some pictures of his own. He would also talk to the decoy over the phone, but one day he just stopped talking to him. So it was decided by the police to confront Conrad at his house. TLDR, they grabbed the warrant, tried to arrest Conrad at his home, and he ended up killing himself. This led to the show being sued by Conrad's sister, saying that Dateline was working as law enforcement, as it seemed like the police were taking orders from Dateline. Now how does this relate to Stanley? Well, because of this one incident, the DA office in Collin County would refuse to prosecute any of the men arrested during that sting. Well, except for this guy. He was talking to a decoy child that was located in Harris County and not Collin County, so he was hit with a 2-year prison term and is on the sex offender registry for life. But the other 24 predators caught in the sting had their charges dropped, including Stanley. After spending about 5 months in jail, Stanley was let go. And this is where things get interesting because Stanley gets a second chance. Technically, it's not a second chance, right? The episode still exists and he did get fired. But he didn't go to jail for years like the other predators did, and he's not on a public registry. So now this begs the question, what will Stanley do next? Skip to 2013. Stanley is 61 years old and he decides to move back to his home state, Indiana. Warsaw, Indiana to be precise. After settling down, he would then be issued a substitute teaching license and begin subbing at schools. Stanley, no, what are you doing?
Well, Penn Harris Madison and Plymouth school superintendents are trying to figure out how it slipped through the cracks and how they can keep it from happening again.
Sources tell WSBT 61-year-old Stanley Kendall is the substitute teacher both districts fired Friday after someone reported seeing him on a well-known TV show allegedly soliciting sex from a minor.
Yes, the man who was caught in a sting trying to have sex with a child and was pretty much given a miracle second chance, decided to move states and just continue teaching for months like nothing happened. Now you're probably asking yourself, how did Stanley even get inside of a school? And that's when you figure out how important the show and the registry are. Stanley was a substitute teacher at many schools around this time, and nobody noticed because there was nothing to notice. When running background checks on Stanley, it came up clean because Stanley was never convicted of a crime. When filling out forms for the schools he would sub at, he didn't lie on them because there was nothing to lie about. And the schools don't do Google searches for substitute teachers because they're just substitute teachers. Stanley was found out in 2014 when a person from Argos saw him on To Catch a Predator and alerted Plymouth schools. Just in time too, because Stanley was about to fill in at another school.
Plymouth uses the same online substitute teaching program as Penn Harris Madison and called PHM immediately because Kendall was scheduled to sub there Friday.
A PHM spokeswoman says Kendall never lied on any of the forms he filled out for the corporation because he's never been convicted of a crime, never been charged in a crime against a child, and is not a registered sex offender.
PHM says Kendall subbed in 6 schools since September 15th, including Bittersweet, Moran, North Point, and Walt Disney Elementary Schools, and Grissom and Schmucker Middle Schools. Tyree says Kendall subbed 8 times this year in Plymouth's elementary, intermediate, junior high, and high schools.
Stanley was promptly fired, and this letter was sent to the parents of students who attended the school. This morning, we were informed by the superintendent of Plymouth Community Schools that a male substitute teacher who has been subbing there, and more recently at PHM, was arrested in Texas several years ago for soliciting sex from a minor. A patron in Argos recognized the man while watching an episode of NBC's Dateline To Catch a Predator. In that episode, the offender was caught on videotape, and he was named and identified as a teacher. The patron contacted administration at Plymouth Schools, which led to the discovery that the Texas offender now lives in Warsaw and has been subbing in Indiana schools. The Dateline incident involving a minor was not revealed when the man's criminal background check was run by Safe Hiring Solutions in January 2014. Some Google research shows that the charges against him were ultimately dropped due to a technicality and he was not prosecuted. As a result, he apparently does not have a criminal record. This person has been removed from our system. He will never work at PHM school again. The safety of our students has always been and will continue to be our highest priority. Penn Harris Madison School Corporation. He was also featured in several articles and had his own segment on the local news.
Tyree says the school corporation already does Google searches for teachers and other employees and probably will do them on substitute teachers in the future. Plymouth says it's already contacted a company called Safe Hiring Solutions. That company did the background check to see, and they're going to see how Kendall's arrest slipped through the cracks. The corporation also contacted Indiana's Department of Education because that is who issued his sub-license. Penn Harris Madison says it's already implemented fresh criminal background checks when someone applies there, rather than accepting findings from another company that may be several months old. Both schools, though, say they are still ironing out which specific policies they will strengthen and change.
And you found out he's taught at other local schools, too.
That's right, including Dickinson Intermediate in South Bend for 6 months. That was in 1997, so we're talking 9 years or so before his arrest in Texas. And at Whitco Community Schools last year, just for a couple days, the superintendent told me, until someone contacted the school about the arrest.
So Stanley wasn't having a good time, and you'd think that now, finally, it would be the end of his story, but the rabbit hole, of course, goes deeper. Stanley had a Facebook account, as well as a Match.com account, and he would talk to many men on it, trying to have some fun. This would make him very prone to being catfished. A lot of the Stanley material has been deleted and then slowly re-uploaded over time, but in early 2017, Stanley was catfished by some of the individuals who catfished Lauren, so comparing and contrasting the two is quite interesting. Firstly, there was a lot more sexual talk between Stanley and the catfish. Lots and lots of sex talk.
Oh, and the spaz.
Oh, everything.
Well, I thought I'd lick the underside of your balls while I'm pushing the spaz in.
Oh, yeah.
And then go back up on top of the balls and travel the cock all the way up to the tip.
Go to town on it.
And split it, and then go to town on it.
Split it?
The other hand going up. Yeah, like the slit.
Oh, the slit. Oh, yeah, the dick lips.
Yeah.
Just like with the Lauren catfish, a storyline of sorts can be pieced together from the phone calls. With Stanley, though, it seemed to be a lot less intricate because Stanley just wanted to have phone sex most of the time.
But when you talk to your son, make sure you leave me a message because we'll probably need to get on the phone and talk.
Will you talk to
After
my
you
son?
have your little talk with your son.
Okay.
No, when you talk to your son.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to talk to him after I talked to him.
Well, if I talk to him, he's going to get naked.
So first, we have a guy named Pete who is of age, thankfully. They develop a very close bond to the point where Stanley dreams about coming and visiting Pete one day.
I didn't do anything. I'm retired, so I don't have anything to do. So what do you do? What do you do during the day? What do you do to take up time? Watch TV, go for a walk, get on the computer. Right. That's about it. Where do you on the computer? What do you look at? Kind of like Facebook, and my email. Right. And sometimes I get on Match.com, but haven't been too lucky there. I've been on it for several months now. Right? Any luck at all? Nah. No? Not really. I was on there a back. A little bit of luck. Yeah, a little bit of luck? A little bit, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. No, there's not too many guys that the young guys want to be with young guys, and I kind of like them young. I attend church, right? And then they get online and find out about it. They go, well, we don't want you here. You're not a good person. And I'm going, oh, really? What, they Google you when you go to church, or what? How does that work? Well, somebody will Google. Like, I got sick once, and I was playing the organ for this church, and they wanted to send me a card, so they Googled to see if they could get my address. Right. And that's when they found out about it. But you didn't get in any trouble. No, I didn't get in any trouble, and nobody really knows why I went to that house, and it was really because somebody had hacked into my computer with my email address.
Wait, somebody went in your computer? Who?
Somebody hacked into my email account that I had back then, and texted that supposedly 13-year-old dude, that was at that house, and so when the guy called me, evidently it was somebody who knew my phone number, so they called me. He called the kid that was playing the 13-year-old called and wanted to set up to have sex, and I go, no, we weren't talking. Oh yeah, that was you. I've got the email right here, and I'm going, no, I never chatted with you. I was at school. And they wouldn't believe me, so I was trying to save face. So I went over to talk to the guy's parents, and it turned out to be that sting operation.
Oh, wow. So you were going to go over and like tell the kid's parents that there was something mixed up or something?
Yeah. Huh. Plus, I was going to tell them what the kid was doing. But nobody wanted to believe that, so.
When they found that out, though, that's when they said, hey, you're innocent. So you're just going over there to straighten that kid out.
Well, nobody in Texas at that sting was convicted.
Oh, yeah?
It was, according to what my lawyer said, it was based upon entrapment. And I said, entrapment, nothing. I went over there to clear my name. But anyway, that's I'm trying to forget it.
You probably had to like spend a weekend in jail or something too, right? All that bullshit?
I spent 3 months.
3 months?
Because I couldn't afford the bail.
Oh man, 3 months?
Yeah.
Whoa. Was it like jail or was it like real life prison?
It was county jail.
Okay.
Pete has a son named Derek, and Stanley would say some pretty weird stuff about him considering the fact that he was only 16.
Yeah? But anyway, I haven't talked to you since, when's the last time you called?
Like Monday?
Thursday?
Thursday,
because Derek was down to his buddy's house and you were lonely.
That's right. Or no, that was Wednesday, because that was the night I got him. It was Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hopefully you had a good time with him.
I've never seen him. I drove him back up yesterday, and I hardly saw him. He was with his friends all the time, smoking weed, drinking beers, doing coke,
sucking each other off.
Oh, I don't know about that. I hope not. He's only 16, man. I don't think he's sucking his friends off.
Well, sometimes at 16, you're already gay or straight.
Yeah, but I don't want him going out sucking off all his friends that he used to know.
Well, that's true. That's kind
of weird. Ooh. Yeah.
Let's get back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about your son.
No, that kind of kills the bone.
Yeah, I know. I got to work on it and get it back up.
The biggest obstacle between Pete and Stanley's relationship was Pete's wife, Lauren. Pete kinda had this secret relationship with Stanley behind Lauren's back, and when Lauren figured this out, she did everything she could to sabotage it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, women. Fuck those women. I hate them. They're crazy.
Yeah, I know.
My fucking crazy wife. You know her. Lauren. She's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We've had our run-ins.
Where's your wife? Well, I found out, I talked to my wife today, and I have an iPhone, and we share the same iCloud, so she gets all my messages. Ooh. So, all the messages I sent you and all the messages you sent me, she's seen them. Uh-oh.
At some point, Lauren gets the opportunity to confront Stanley about everything, and it's hilarious.
Hi, Stanley. This is Lauren.
Hi.
Hi. I gotta say, I'm really sorry for yelling at you that one night. Ever since you've been talking to my husband, I've been getting sex more often, and it's been great.
No.
So thank you very much. You've really enhanced our sex life, and I don't know. I don't know how to do the things that whatever you do to make him so horny and make him come so hard. I wish you would teach me how to do those things.
It's got to be a gay thing.
Well,
What if if it's like three of us, it would still be kind of guy to guy, girl, sort of.
could we fly Stanley up to visit us so he can show us how to do all those things?
I wouldn't be comfortable with you in the room.
Oh.
Not at all? Not even if he was like just there to like kind of watch and,
Nah, I couldn't do it, Pete.
No?
I'm totally gay and I'm not into women and that's
it. I like both.
What?
I like both. I like both.
I understand. You're bi, but I'm not.
And he's
What I do to your husband is very gay. I'm not sure any female could do what I do.
Well, I have a hand and fingers and toys.
Uh-huh.
I have a mustache.
Try slipping 4 of those fingers or maybe a fist up your husband's butt. No, I'm a loving dad. I'm a dad that would be compassionate. I've always been a compassionate person. And Pete knows that.
That's why he calls you Daddy.
That's exactly why he calls me Daddy. And I call him Son.
Well, I see nothing wrong with cuddling and caressing.
And it's called role play.
Yeah. I got 2 words for you. All right. Role-playing phone sex. That's enough. But if you are going beyond that and you're falling in love, I mean, he'll show you heaven, Stanley, but it's gonna hurt me if I know that he's in love with you. I just thought you guys wanted to suck each other's hairy nipples. I didn't know you wanted to kiss and hug. Jesus Christ.
There was also this side fling that Stanley had with a person named Craig, who was apparently 16 years old, and Pete had to talk to him about that.
Hey, Pete. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Scared? Yeah. Hey, tell me about this guy Craig on Facebook. Craig? Craig. I'm not, is he, what do you mean? Craig Elliott, I have no idea who Craig Elliott is.
He Facebook that you were the other day. My wife showed it to me.
How is your wife getting into my Facebook?
Oh, I think mine somewhere. I think she's on Craig's page or something. I don't know. But what's with telling them you love him and sending them dick pics?
He's an ex-student who confessed to me he was gay, and all we've been doing is talking.
Right?
That's it.
You sent him a dick picture.
Well, I'm sorry. Are you jealous? All right, I will stop.
Wait, you said he was a student. Is he a student of yours, or is he in England?
No, I was substituting at the school, and he said he remembered me. And that's how we started talking.
But he lives in England.
Yeah, he lives in England.
And did you teach in England?
No, he was over here. And evidently I substituted at school. He was never in any of my classes, but he remembered me. And then he told me he was gay, and I told him how difficult it was to be gay as a teenager. And he said yes, and all I've been doing is giving him advice.
No, you sent him a dick picture.
He asked for one, and I sent it. So what? All right. It was wrong.
Yeah. Maybe when you got arrested back in Texas, though, that kid was like 15.
Saved my reputation from a computer hacker, and then when I served 3 months in jail because I couldn't afford the bail, they said the charges were all dropped. They were null and void. It was a case of entrapment. I didn't send any dick pictures on that perverted justice crap.
You said you did.
No, I didn't.
He's 15. You were talking to him yesterday.
No, I didn't talk to him.
He sent me a video of you saying you wanted to suck his cock and take care of his ass.
What? That wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No.
Yes, it was. You're lying. And he's only 15.
No, that wasn't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a video to satisfy him, but he wasn't supposed to send it to you. He was supposed to tell you that there's nothing going on.
Well, you keep lying and you keep talking to kids. You got arrested for talking to a kid, and then you still do it. And send your dick picture. But why do you do it? Why do you keep sending your dicks to kids?
I really don't know.
Maybe you have a problem.
Yeah, I probably do.
Maybe you're a pedophile. You're sending them pictures of your dick.
Stupidly.
You should stop talking to the kids on the internet and sending your dicks to every kid that asks for it.
I agree.
You're going to get caught on one of those shows again.
Pete.
What?
Please forgive me.
I want you to erase me out of your phone and never call me again. And stop sending dicks to kids.
Pete, I know I made a mistake. I just want to be friends with you and Rob. I like both of you. Please accept my apology and help. Pete, please accept my apology and let us become lifelong friends. I care about you very much.
Soon enough, Stanley and Pete would break it off for some reason, and after that, Stanley met Rick. Rick apparently was defending Stanley against some claims on Facebook or something like that, and that's how the two of them met.
Did your dad tell you how we met? Right, we met online, but it's because of the people bullying me on Facebook. He defended me on Facebook, and then he sent me a message, and we became good friends.
I said, ask your dad how we met.
Yeah,
So he's supposed to ask you how we met.
Yeah, over bullshit like this.
Yeah. And you defended me on that webpage. Then I think you messaged me on Facebook or something.
I did.
And then I put you on as a friend, and then it went from there.
Rick and Stanley instantly got sexual, as you could have guessed, but there was one more person that we were missing. Paul. Paul is Rick's son, and it was told to Stanley that he was 20 years old.
How old is he?
He's about 20.
Oh, he's 20.
Oh yeah, he's an adult now. When we were making him,
is he married?
No, he's single. He's away at college.
No.
When I was making my son, believe it or not,
yeah,
I had to think of Charles Bronson.
Oh.
Paul was actually 17 years old, about to turn 18, and Stanley sees no problem with this.
Suck my dick now, Dad.
And you promise you won't tell Mom?
No, I won't tell her.
Give Stan your word that you're not going to say nothing to Mom. Because I could get in big trouble for this.
Isn't this illegal?
No. You're of age.
No, you're of age. You're
Exactly.
20.
You're 20.
You told him I was 20?
You're 20.
Tell him the truth.
You're 20.
I'm 17.
What?
You told him I was 20?
Yes.
Why are you looking at me like that, Dad?
I don't know what to say.
Why'd you lie to him?
I didn't lie. I said you were a junior.
In high school?
I said
No, you told me college, Rick.
Did I say college?
Why are you lying to him?
Yeah, you did, and you said he was 20 years old.
Oh, that feels good, Dad. Oh, I won't tell Mom.
He won't tell Mom.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell Mom.
Give it to him, Paul. I hope you like Grandpa Stan.
Oh.
Come on, Paul. Let me hear it.
Will you suck me, Grandpa?
I sure will, as soon as you turn 20.
Oh, no. Suck me now. Oh.
In fact, he quickly embraces it, and they all start this BDSM-esque family. Paul was now grandson, Rick was now son, and Stanley was appropriately called grandpa.
Paul had better be naked.
No. I got a
Why?
sports bra in a black shirt. In slippers.
Paul's wearing a shirt that says.
Well, why don't you get that shirt off, and Grandpa will take your underwear off,
Daddy.
So Grandpa can suck your dick.
Things started to hit the fan very quickly when they got involved, though. Paul is actually friends with Derek, and Derek is very jealous of Paul because Paul has Grandpa Stanley. So he and his girlfriend Kayla decide to tap Paul's phone and leak the sex conversations he and Stanley were having to the internet.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, Rick.
What is going on?
Well, I found one of grandsons in my sex phone calls on YouTube.
How the hell did it get on YouTube?
We found out. Derek and Kayla.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, remember the app where you were recording Paul's phone calls?
Yeah, but that was months ago. I haven't done anything with that.
Well, evidently it was still recording because when Derek had Paul's phone, he saw the app and somehow got a hold of a password to get into it. So one of our sex phone calls was put on YouTube, and I hope it was the only one. I've only seen one.
Oh my.
And you can tell Paul it's now down.
Oh my God.
I'm sure a lot more crazy stuff happens, but I promised myself to cut back on the very long epics I love to make. Also, at the time, there were only like 6 or so calls that I knew existed when I wrote the script. Anyway, all of the catfishing culminates in this final call where Paul reveals that he is actually a she, and Stanley has been trolled the entire time. To give a little context and to show how crazy things got, I'm just going to read the description of the video. After the boys are arrested for Kayla's murder, Rick and OP form a united front for the boys.
Grandpa, I gotta tell you something, Grandpa.
What?
Derek said yes.
To what?
We can choke Kayla.
I think you need to stay away from both of them.
Grandpa, I have to tell you something. I am seriously about this. I am going to choke that bitch. You bitch.
Grandson.
Grandpa, it's something I decree, like vocabulary class. It is a promise. She will like it, and so will I. No one will be hurt. But I gotta do it. It'll make me feel calm. When I think about it, I get happy.
Yeah, but just remember what she did at the restaurant. You said you didn't want anything more to do with her.
That's what
exactly
I'm gonna
the text you sent me.
I will choke her, and she will be gone.
Listen to me, grandson.
Oh, I'm
Don't you get
listening.
yourself in trouble.
It won't
Don't
be trouble.
get yourself in trouble.
I'll blame it on Derek, because he said I'll choke her right now in the text. It is a perfect crime, like on CSI.
Rick and OP call Stan on the phone and get ready to celebrate the boy's release. But this is all another tall tale. Stan gives OP secret kisses, Rick's the top salesman of the month, and Stan and OP are both tired of hearing about it. Rick pulls his out and wags it for OP. Stan begins to get jealous and angry. Paul, Rick, and OP get ready for a sex-party celebration on a Facebook Messenger cam call. Paul gets on cam and invites Stan to watch the sex party on Facebook cam, revealing what he really looks like to Grandpa Stan. How will Grandpa Stan take the fact that a woman is showing him her chi-chis with Paul's voice? He's not the cognitively disabled boy he had claimed to be.
Is that Grandpa?
Yes, it's Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa!
Hey, Paul.
You look good and sexy. This is my dad.
Hi, Daddy.
I can see your dad's arms.
Hi, Daddy.
His hot arm.
Oh, Paul. Ah.
Where's Pete?
Pete's in the bathroom taking a shit.
He went in right after my dad did.
You guys are crazy.
Should I take off my clothes again? You told me to put them on.
Take them off, Paul.
Alright. Grandpa.
What?
Do you still want to marry me?
Do you still want your grandpa?
I do. But do you still want me?
Yes.
You do? How about now, Grandpa?
What?
They look good, huh? I got
what
2 of them.
What the hell is going on?
I thought you would like them. I got them in prison. See?
No,
it's
you did.
My pusher bra. Where's old Pete?
Pete, get out here.
He likes them.
Pete, you there?
Yeah.
Look, Pete, I got chi-chis.
Oh my God. Woo!
It's a party, Grandpa. You don't want to come and join?
No.
Oh, man. Grandpa don't want to...
Tell me you're a girl?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a girl. You still want to marry me, Grandpa?
Lauren?
That's right. This is Lauren. We got you good. Do you still want to have sex with me?
No.
Come on. I did this just so we could hook up.
No.
That's really disappointing.
Don't want Pete, don't want Rick, don't want nothing. Goodbye.
You don't want me, Daddy?
Not if you're going to do that.
Did you lie to me and Pete about loving each other?
I do, but I thought I loved Paul too, but not Lauren.
You told me that you weren't talking to Pete the whole time you were talking to him.
You told me you weren't talking to
You
Rick.
fucking pedophile.
And you told me you sucked your baby's dick in his diaper.
He's gone. He hung up.
Just like Lauren, it's unreal how much Stanley is able to believe. The situation he is in is extremely rare, and he doesn't even bat an eye. I touched on this before, but Stanley did notice that things were being uploaded to the internet. Just like Lauren, he was able to put some of the pieces together, but he didn't really do anything to stop himself from being trolled. Grandpa Stanley isn't on the sex offender registry, and has access to the internet, so he saw some of the calls being added to YouTube. Instead of not talking to anyone though, he continued forward, not even noticing when people would use the same voices for different people.
We're gonna do number 20. Oh, Jamie. This is the one where after Pete and Stan like break up, so to speak, he calls back as somebody exactly the same, but with a different name, and Stanley doesn't realize it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay.
What's up?
What's up? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching TV, kind of sitting here in my underwear. What?
Oh, yeah? What are you watching?
It's Last Man Standing, but I was talking to my grandson and didn't get up and shut it off. He's a good kid, and he doesn't know about my secret life.
What's your secret life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Who's this?
Who are you?
You don't know
Who
me?
this? Who are
No.
you?
Oh, I'm Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. We were talking on Adam for Adam.
Yeah, Adam for Adam.
Stanley is a quote machine, and he'll repeat a lot of phrases that you'll become quite familiar with the more you listen to him.
Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, Daddy's thirsty.
Then Daddy will work on your nipples while he kisses your lips. Are you naked as a jaybird?
Oh, Pete. Look at how hard you make that nipple. Oh, Pete.
There are also the videos Stanley would send to these catfish. Whenever Grandpa asked for photos or videos, it would either be one of Lauren's many dick pictures, or it would be a video they found online that they voiced over. Every video Stanley sent was the real deal. He even sent a video of himself smearing his own feces on a mirror and a video of him pouring pee on his nipple and drinking it. Freaking nasty.
So, pee on my nipple. Oh, Pete. Look at how hard you make that nipple. Oh, Pete.
Craig, I want to hold your body with all my heart. I want to suck your nipples, play with your cock, and love that ass. Please believe me.
Now here's a compilation of some of the funny/weird Stanley moments I found while listening to the calls, just so you can get the full Grandpa Stanley package.
Come on.
Daddy's gonna drink.
Yeah, Daddy.
Oh! Yeah. Yeah.
Blindfolded and tied to a bed and balls in my mouth. Right. Yeah.
Well, you gotta teach me how to do that, Stanley. I know
Just
you
think of, well, I would be doing it like a dad. Like a dad would. Think of how your dad would lick your ass, okay? That's how it would be done.
Lick those balls and suck on them.
Oh, take that vein. Follow the vein down.
Lick the vein all the way to the butthole.
Oh, now fucking
And
toss
then
that salad. Yeah.
Grandpa better be involved in that.
Yeah, he said we were gonna call you because he got a toy. He's coming from the internet.
What toy?
Gross, I'm coughing. It's a fake penis.
A dildo.
What?
It's called a dildo.
Oh, a dildo. Grandpa, why do they care that I'm a Hispanic boy?
I don't know.
That's racist.
It also said that your dad. It also said that your dad wasn't real. The email I got. But now that I'm talking to you, you're very real. Come on.
Ah!
Come on.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy still got it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Woo.
I have a problem. I used to have an 8-inch dick, and it doesn't get hard anymore because I'm a diabetic.
So where does Stanley go next? What wild adventures does Grandpa and his many sons and grandsons partake in? Well, he doesn't go on any. If you listen to the Catfishing Calls, you'll hear all about Grandpa Stanley's rapidly declining health. Bloating, gallstones, infections. Stanley wasn't in his youth anymore, and it was starting to take a toll on his body.
What made you move out of Texas? Well, my health was getting bad. I'm pretty much disabled now. I've got arthritis in both knees and both ankles. So I came home to be near where I'm going to be buried and near family.
So how are we going to do this? Stanley, do you want to come and live with us in our house?
Well, I'm not sure that I can. I mean, my health is bad, and I'm near where I'm going to be buried. And I'm with my family, so. And I was just in the hospital most of December, and Pete knows that.
Yeah, Stanley's got some bloating issues and some internal bleeding
issues, and
diabetes,
kidney and liver failure, and I'm a diabetic.
And open sores on the legs and the ED.
Well, they're healing. I mean, I got those looked at today.
This all led to the inevitable, and Grandpa Stanley Allen Kendall, age 64, died at the Parkview Regional Medical Center on May 31st, 2017 at 5:43 a.m. His family swiftly held his funeral, as he was buried between June 2nd and June 3rd at the Maple Grove Cemetery in Argos, Indiana. And that's it. That's the end of Stanley Kendall's story, and I can't help but have at least one question on my mind. Well, actually there's like a ton of questions, but I'll just ask one. Why? Like, why do any of this? Thinking that it was a good idea to try to have sex with a child. Thinking that it was a good idea to try to continue teaching after trying to have sex with a child. Trying to talk to many different men, but ended up getting catfished pretty hard. It was all a waste of a second chance. And then you have to wonder, who else wasted their second chance?